I'm pretty sure the thing is delayed though. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean?
Like sometimes there'll be people on it, but it doesn't show.
Oh shit.
Like I think it's delayed. I'm not 100% sure.
So like there could be people on right now that where it says zero. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. And let me see if I can. I'm gonna hop on my PC and change this thumbnail. Honestly, it'd probably be better for us to hop on at night if we want to try it another day.
Yeah. You want to do that?
Yeah, maybe like we could try it tomorrow night or something as well. But
Okay.
we
Yeah.
can maybe wait in here for a little bit and see what happens because obviously it's midday. Well, yeah, it's midday and there's probably like a lot of kids that are just coming out of school or some shit.
Yeah. I'm down to just sit here. What are you working on?
I have the secret to making. I'm just getting this thumbnail up here on this live thing. But yeah, there's a couple stores that I'm probably gonna have to run through, and a couple of things I'm looking into.
Like
So,
client stuff or your own stuff?
not client stuff.
Oh, right on.
Yeah,
Do you have any client stuff like up and pumping right now?
yeah. There's some stuff doing relatively decent. Like we did a good amount of rev last month across like all the client stores. I think the biggest issue right now is well, two different things. One, we're moving around where we're getting our merchant accounts in and like running through the banks and stuff.
Okay.
So we're kind of playing around with that. But aside from that, we did pump a decent amount of rev last month.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, it's just a matter of keeping consistency with that. And, nothing crazy.
How are you liking the that setup that you guys had built out?
It's good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's a lot of this stuff. I realize like in business, it's a pain in the ass to build out, but the stuff that's the most difficult to get into and get started up with typically performs the best in my opinion. Like I remember back in the day, like the last like crypto bull run, I didn't know how to run like all the MetaMask stuff and all these like additional crypto wallets and whatever. And it was
Right.
like difficult to get into certain things, but those cryptos were like the ones that typically perform the best. Hey, what's going on, man? We got 5 people in here.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so I mean, those cryptos and whatever were typically the things that did the best. So it's just like it comes down to your willingness, bro. Like I realize oftentimes like people just aren't willing to put in the extra time to go like the one extra mile to do the thing that might be like a little bit more difficult
Right.
in order to generate that success. We got 20 people in here now. Shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but that's like the biggest thing that I've noticed, especially since like I've been in ecom, right? Like the the extra time that you might invest into building out an additional campaign or making more video ads, creative tests, or whatever it is, or like those are the things that are gonna have a significant impact on your overall success. Like if you're not going out and you're not creative testing and you're not investing the time to do the things that you don't want to do, like oftentimes that's where you're going to see the exponential growth. And when you don't do that, that's when you start to fall off.
Oh, big time. And even like with when chatting with Rich, for example, like we've been working on creative development, and it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, not the, you're not the only creatives that you test. Like a lot of times, they're gonna flop. But
Yeah.
it's when you find new creatives that can really push the needle forward. It's like a hard task, but once you do it, once you get more familiar with doing it, like it can make such a big difference.
Mhm.
It's like anything that's difficult to do. Like one of the things I'm trying to build out right now is more of like, yeah, like a digital style, I guess, addition to my business. And that it's like difficult to do, but I feel like in the
Especially when you
long
haven't done it
run,
before. But then it's like
yeah,
you just doing it and then building it out and then optimizing off of it. It's going to be a lot easier to do it later down the line. We
yeah.
got people from Korea in here, bro.
Yo, what's up?
Shout out Korea.
Shadow Korea.
North Korea or South Korea?
That's the question.
Oh man. But yeah, that's that. And I mean, let me ask you this. So in ecom, have you found that it's been what's the most important piece of the puzzle for you?
Uh, the most important piece of the puzzle, honestly, is just it's the product. Like out of everything, like the product is the most important thing because the product can like make or break so many different factors, like the cost of the product and the perceived value of the product, like those have a big impact in your bottom line profits, right? And then
Yeah.
also your demand for the product, like it will have the biggest impact in your ability to scale. So I find that the actual product itself is like you can make these little tweaks and changes to your landing page, your creatives, your pricing, but at the end of the day, it's like if it's not a product that is like massively scalable or has mass demand and is potentially new to the market or a unique version that just like appeals to that demand, then you're
Mhm.
gonna have a lot more difficult time trying to do a lot. And that's one of the things. It's like it's tough because you have to really test a shit ton of products to find products that will allow you to go that much further. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that for like spam tests, but yeah,
Yeah. So I was gonna ask you, like, what do you think? Like, at what point is it spam testing, and at what point is it like testing different products? Because, like, for me, especially when I first got into ecom, I'm not gonna lie, me, I was just spam testing stuff.
mm,
And the thing is, like, I would find things relatively quickly. Like, let's say I launched 3 products in one day. One doesn't do well, one does decent, the other one does well. I pick up on the one that's doing well. But at what point is it like spam testing out? And at what point is it like, actually getting quality tests out? Like, how do you kind of decipher the difference, especially for products that have like multiple different angles? Because, like, for
yeah,
me, bro, like, I found products that have, let's say they appeal to like one niche. Like, let's say you're selling something in the baby niche, right? It's not like you can really switch up that angle. You might be able to switch up the demographics, like you might sell it to mothers and then you might switch up and sell it to fathers. You know what I mean? Or sell it to whoever. But at what point is it, yeah, like spam testing, and at what point is it getting quality tests out?
yeah. I think it's like playing in the middle ground because spam testing to me is putting zero effort into your testing. Like you're not changing anything. You're not really putting any thought into the angles to copy. Like so that would be spam testing me, where you're literally just using like a chat GPT prompt and like, slapping in a description and using
Yeah.
the same creatives, and you're just kind of like doing the same cookie cutter testing,
Hmm.
which is fine. Like, you can get stuff to work doing that. It's just it's going to take more tests to do it because you have to find a product that's strong enough to just carry your marketing. Where it's like you just have bad marketing, but a good product still going to carry. But a quality test to me, it's like there's a fine line because I've also gone the route of like I'll find a product and I've built out like an entire funnel. Like I've gone and got custom content. I've gone and like really put in all the effort to make this thing absolutely kick ass, and then it flops. And it's like you test
Yeah.
multiple angles and it flops. It's like so you got to find that fine line between wasting your time and spam testing because there definitely is. But
Yeah. And that I think that's the most difficult part for me, because at the same time, like, the product to a certain extent has to be able to sell itself, and it's a lot easier if a product can sell itself and you can optimize on your marketing to improve your
mhm,
margins.
I
But if a
agree.
product has to be angled extensively in a way to like make it work, that's where I find it being a little bit more difficult to run something up.
Me too. Me too. Like you can
Yeah.
do it. It's just when you look at efficiency, it's like what makes the most sense? Like,
Like, it's easier to build out something very generic and launch it and see if it works and make improvements off of it, instead of launching something and making improvements while nothing is working. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
like I would much rather like figure out, okay, what are the fundamentals actually go into converting something,
Yeah.
simplify that as best you can, and then use that like quality kind of template to test products more efficiently. But then once you find something that's kind of working or like might even be profitable with that, and then you just double down on optimizing and things will get a lot better that way. Also, I think we got like one person in the chat here.
Yeah, and it might be me.
Yeah, probably.
Not gonna lie. Hey, but I mean, we had 20 people on at one point.
Yeah, plus it's watch time, right?
Yeah, but yeah. So I don't know. That's the thing. We're testing this shit out, but I think it might be good for us to do this consistently. Like, maybe later in the evenings when there's more people active or whatever it is. It's like a couple times a week. So people kind of just join in, and I think kind of just having a conversation and
Why do you
deciding
think it kind of pops off in the beginning? Because the notifications of YouTube are going out, or what?
maybe. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, because I
But
got it when you went live. I got a notification on my end.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's what happens.
Okay. Yeah, well, nah, I mean, bro, the thing is, one thing I do want to touch base on, and this is kind of how I get into it in my videos. Like since I've gotten here, and I kind of want to ask you the same thing because I know you kind of just moved and you have like a new office set up. So how has that kind of affected your schedule? How has that affected your productivity? Like, is it better or worse, or like, you know what I mean?
At first, dude, I don't know what it is. It's like I'll go for a bit where I'm like, I'm feeling super productive. I'm in a new space, and that's like once I get used to the space, it's like I want to like change my setup around. Like I don't know about you, but I get bored of sitting in the same room, and it's like I've got this sick office set up at my new place, but like
Yeah.
I'll go out to the living room and literally sit at our like dining room table on my laptop. Meanwhile, I have dual monitors and ears, just because it's like I like having a new environment. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's,
you know what it is for me? Like it was really over like all year, bro. Like I genuinely struggled with like being consistent with what I was doing and just having my mind in the right place because I had so many different things that I had to do. Like, and that's why I say like I think this year wasn't the best year for me when it comes to like financial growth.
right.
And I struggled in a lot of aspects when it came down to like growing financially. But I think it was a matter of like me putting myself in a productive environment where like I could feel like myself because like I haven't felt like myself in like 2 years, bro.
And
I'm not
why?
gonna
Do you
lie.
think that it was where you were living back home, or do you think that?
I think it's because I knew I wanted to come here and there were a lot of things I had to do in order to get here. And every time I settled into a new spot, I knew that I was coming here.
Mm,
And so it was me, one, like looking forward to getting myself here. And then two, like I had so much shit to do, bro. Like imagine like I moved out of my mom's, went into my apartment. I liked the apartment. And when I was there, like I did some good work for like a year. I got settled in, whatever. But then it was like me leaving the apartment. I was leaving for like 6 months and then I had to set everything up to get here. So like that 1 year where I was in my apartment, I had a really good year financially because I was able to just sit down, lock in. I was comfortable. I had everything that I needed, like no noise. And I was like deep out of the city, bro. Like I was in the East End before, left the East End, went to the West End, and now I'm in the West End and like I have no friends that live there.
right.
So I'm in a position where all I could do is really work. That's all I could really do. You know what I mean? So I did that for a year and I did really well. And then just leaving there and going into the condo, like after I bought that condo last year, and then knowing like I had to set everything up and it takes me like a month to settle in, build my desk, whatever. And it's like my desk is literally like in the kitchen area, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it was kind of just all of that together and then getting ready to leave. And then I had to come out here like 3, 4 times to check the place, do this, look into paperwork,
Yeah,
whatever
bro.
it
It was
is.
fucking. It was busy for you.
Yeah, bro. So it's just I didn't have the most time to like focus on the business. And I think that's why a lot of systems also did fall apart.
Mm.
But I think it's also worth it because I put myself in an environment where like I just feel like myself. Like I'm a lot more comfortable here. I just feel like I'm in the right place.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask you is how you feel since being there, because obviously it's a change because you're like you're away from everyone now.
Yeah, I think it was literally just like last month as a whole was probably the best month when it came down to just like settling. Because mind you, prior to this, I was stressed out about getting my visa.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I got it, and then I kind of got here, and I'm like, okay, well, finally I'm here, and then it took me like a while to settle in for real.
And do you feel like 100% like good now?
Now I do 100%. Like now I'm pretty locked in. Like especially since I've been posting these videos every day,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm in a better position to just kind of talk to people, help people, focus, have my mind in the right place. Where there's like a lot of additional things that I don't necessarily have to worry about. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to worry about shipping my car down here; it's already here.
Right.
You know, I don't have to worry about a lot of different things. Like the only thing now is I know Christmas coming up. I'm going back to Canada for Christmas.
Yeah. Like for how
Uh,
long? A week or something?
was that?
A week? 2 weeks?
Like a couple days, maybe a week. I think
Oh, that's true.
like maybe 5 days or 7 days. I don't know, but I think that being said, like yeah, it's just was just a matter of putting myself in like a better environment, and then I'm like good to start off fresh in the new year. And I have like a lot of work to put in. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah.
I do know that next year I think is going to be a good year financially, especially
Mhm.
with the way things have been finishing off this year.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just more so what I'm looking forward to, and just getting in my groove. You know,
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of feeling that way too. Yo,
yeah.
on that
Well,
on
how
that
was it for you though?
huh?
How was it for you?
Did the move?
Yeah,
See, it's not the same as you because I literally like I moved like down the road pretty much. Like I didn't move to a different country. I didn't have to worry about that stuff. Like, yeah, there was a lot of work to like get everything moved in, go through the selling and buying process and like all of that stuff, but it wasn't very difficult. Like, yeah, I wouldn't say it was too difficult.
yeah, that's good.
And it didn't take as long, dude. Like it took us like a month and we're good. For you, it was like a 6 month process, like you said, right?
Well, I mean, it was like a year because I placed a deposit,
Right.
and then I had to come here. I did the whole design studio shit where I had to like pick all the stuff in the house,
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
and then comes time to move, and like these mortgage people are giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
I know you went through something similar, no?
Yeah, dude, it was brutal. But dude,
Yeah.
the other thing is being in like I notice this, dude, every year this time of year, especially in January, it's like you just get hit with a like wave of just like you're almost fighting the weather because it's such shitty weather here. It's like it makes a massive impact dude, compared to there. Like actually.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. I'm not even gonna lie to you. What's going on, Omar?
Omar was on it.
What up, Kefler FN or whatever? Yeah, no, I do agree with you, and it's to the point where like I don't know about you, but when it's cold, I don't want to get out of bed, bro.
No, it's
Like when
terrible.
it's cold, I do not want to get up, and that's the thing. Like when I'm in Canada, like I would wake up and I'm like beside the window, and it'd just be cold as shit, and I don't want to get out of bed. And then it's the fact that I know I'm gonna have to go outside in my boots, get my socks wet,
Yeah.
just to like go to the gym 10 minutes down the street, have to run my car for like five
Uh,
to ten minutes, take the snow off of it, and do all that stuff. Like I'm just not into it. So I'm like, bro, I couldn't. Like here, it'll get chilly, especially at night. It'll get cold, and we kind of go through like cold spurts. Like last week was like a little bit more chilly.
mm.
But throughout the day, it's like it's not all that bad.
Yeah, the other thing, man, kind of on that topic is like, how do you find working? Like, do you find that you work better when you're completely isolated or when you're around other people? Like, motivation wise, productivity wise, like, what do you find?
So I think there's two ways to look at it. One being in an environment or a household with multiple other people that are gonna work. Because here's the thing, like I had friends over that are also like entrepreneurs. They're traders. You know them, Anthony and Chris,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
So when they were here for like only 2 weeks, but it was the fact that we would hold each other accountable without even having conversation.
Right.
So let's say you're with somebody, you see them recording, and us being men, like we're competitive, right? So you don't want to be in a space with another guy knowing that that guy's putting in work recording his videos, and you could do the same thing. So you're going to go out and
100%.
record yours, or you're more likely to do it. And when people aren't there, you might procrastinate a little bit more into doing things, because not that nobody's forcing you to do it, but nobody's challenging you to do it either.
Yeah.
So me being by myself, on a day to day, I have my average schedule, like my regular schedule. But at
Mhm.
the same time, there might be periods of times where I might find myself, let's say, taking a longer lunch break than usual, because it's like I'm by myself having lunch.
Yeah.
But if there
Yeah.
are other people there having lunch and they finish their lunch and they're getting back to it and doing something, you know what I mean? In comparison to you having a longer lunch, because nobody else is really there to not necessarily push you, but challenge you in that sense.
Yeah. Cause that's honestly, that's one thing that's probably like I work much better when I'm in like an incubator of people who are also like trying to work and grind as well. Like it's like what you
Yeah.
said, it's motivating.
Yeah, but at the same time, you also don't want to. It comes down to who you're around, right? Because you don't want to be in a space with people that you just yap with.
Yeah, 100%.
So there's a fine line. So it just comes down to who these people are that you're around and what they do and what their kind of self motivations are and their independence is.
Right.
Because it could also be detrimental if it's somebody that, let's say on a regular basis, you see yourself being around that person for like the purpose of like going out, dinner, et cetera, et cetera. It's a little bit more difficult for you to try and put in work with that person when it's not something that you guys are even accustomed to in the first place.
Yeah, 100%. It's got to be the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting because I know that you were, you're saying you're feeling locked in because you're kind of like, one, you're settled in, but also you're kind of just like dialed in on your own. So I didn't know if you worked good on your own or if
Yeah.
you're kind of like, we're craving that like community to be around.
The issue though, bro, is I'm not gonna lie to you, it's tough mentally because like I don't have any other options. Like I have nothing else to do.
I know.
You know what I mean? So it gets tough mentally because I kind of just sit here and I'm like, all right, well, I have nothing else to do, so I might as well just sit on the computer and do this. But then like I don't know, in comparison to when I was a little bit younger, I know when I was kind of just getting started, it was easier for me to sit down for a long period of time and just do work throughout the whole day.
Same.
As we're now to like lock in and just consistently be able to sit on my computer for like 8 to 12 hours, like I can't do it the same way anymore.
I know. It's
My
like,
field of work isn't the same. Like there's less manual labor that I have to do because a lot of that manual labor, like you having to build a website, do product research, make your own video ads, those are the things that were time consuming. And knowing you don't have to do that anymore,
right.
it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
And we
Once you
got
got
Omar
systems in
asking
place.
how you learn trading. So we both don't trade. Like, yeah, I'm invested in some cryptos. I'm invested in some stocks as well. But we run e-commerce businesses. So yeah, we sell products online, digital products, services, whatever it is.
Yes, sir.
So, yes, sir. But yeah, how do you kind of find yourself being more productive and like what environment is best for you? And I guess what does your schedule kind of look like on a day to day?
Yeah, I find honestly, man, like it's so weird. It fluctuates like day to day. Like I'm not gonna come on here and say I'm a fucking perfect entrepreneur. Like some days I'm like dialed in, high energy, like just crushing it. And then other days it's like it's more of a discipline. Like I'm riding on discipline rather than motivation, where it's like I'm doing it because I know that I have to do it and I'm being disciplined. But then there's other days I'm high
It's like,
motivation.
and you want to, yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I
I
feel
want
you.
to do this. Yeah.
I feel
So
you.
dude, and like this time of year, I ride my energy is fueled on discipline because the motivation is so much lower when just honestly, dude, the weather and stuff. So I definitely am more like discipline focused at this time of year, which I have to get more into a regular routine when I'm more riding on discipline because again, it's kind of just like I'm training my mind to be like systematic with what I need to do and how I need to do it when I need to do
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
because I'm
Well, you
not
know,
like energized to do it. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know what the thing is about this time of year too? Like, not even just the weather, but it's just the fact that you know that coming up to the holiday season where you have Christmas, New Year, you have a little bit more of a mental excuse to like not do anything.
Big time.
And because of that, it's like the anticipation, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, every time December 1st hits, like I'm out of it, bro. Like I'm not
Oh,
gonna
same.
lie, I'm out
Same,
of it. Like
dude.
when December
Yeah.
1st hits, I'm out of it. So I'm just sitting here waiting to kind of get through, but mentally like checked out heavily.
Oh,
I'm
big
not
time.
gonna lie.
I know honestly there's a lot of like I mean people in business that'll just like check off for December and that's when they take their like reset time and then they just get dialed back in after.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's hard to find because yeah, it's easy to face burnout if you go like it's important to find a balance. Like, yeah, you can't just fucking be like lazy majority of the time and only work sometimes.
yeah,
But you do have to find that balance of like 90-10. Find that 10 to just really kind of like recheck yourself, redial in, and then get ready for the other 90. But yeah.
yeah, man.
Well, what do you think? I gotta
Yeah.
I gotta run to the
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna hop off real quick. We could probably hop on another day, but it's been decent.
yeah,
So
dude, these are good, honestly, because one, we're cracking into like we've got 25 minutes of time on here now, and it's like we would have just filmed the video anyways. These videos are really easy to come on and have a conversation, and also, help some people in the chat as we kind of do it too. So I'm down to do these more often.
For sure. Sounds good, man. But yeah, I mean, have a good day, bro. If you need anything, feel free to hit me.
Cool. Yeah,
Or
sounds good,
we'll
man.
talk. All
Yeah,
right, peace, bro.
peace.